Good evening, everyone.
We're back.
We are back.
Sorry
about the
server crash
issue. Although there was a server crash, but something good did come out of it. We had a little bit of fun out in the food court.
Oh, laughing at me.
Tower.
Laughing at me, yeah?
There's going to be a video up soon of it. It's the old ticket machine.
They've decided that now everybody can leave.
But Tower doing his old rendition of the Crystal Maze.
Yeah, that was hard.
It looked like you were just wafting loads of flies away from your life.
Jesus Christ.
Well, good evening, everyone. If you have just tuned in now, going to run you through the featured table again. It's the same 9 that we had before. Seat 1, Lee Reynolds. Seat 2, Clyde Beale. Seat 3, George Emery. Seat 4, Martin Frey. Seat 5, Gary Bunn. Seat 6, Kevin Dowling. Seat 7, Brian Clark. Seat 8, Yanis Liparis. And in Seat 9 is Ashley Lippett.
Oh, Ashley Lippett was in the chat box, everyone, saying he was going to be playing. Welcome back, everybody. We are here.
Hopefully everything's back up and running and back to normal for everyone.
Yes, on it.
Let us know you're there. Chat box on Twitch if everything's going all up and running again. Good evening, Wayne on Twitch. My aces got crushed by Jack for 112k. Unlucky, Wayne.
Oh, is that Wayno?
Yeah, Wayne playing today. I'm not sure if he's out or not. He said for 112k he might still be in the tournament. Might have just lost a big pot. Yeah, we're good on Twitch.
We are back in.
We are back.
Susan Etchery.
Good old
He's
hole.
in. Amanda Williams is in. Guess how she got in?
No way.
Yep.
Oh.
Give me an H. Give me a U. Awesome. Nice one, Susan. Make sure you say hello. Susan is going to be playing. Make sure you come and say hello to us. You've been in the chat box all week. Good to have everybody back watching now. We are on day 1D. 1,081 runners. 1081.
Yeah, of course you can, Susan. It's fine to come and say hello. Just let the guys know that you're coming to see us. You only get through them red doors though if you've got at least 12 donuts in your hand.
You'll see me as we're down in the bottom end of the casino tomorrow morning. We will be running flip and goes, £13 entry into £125 tokens, literally one hand of poker. Everybody's all in on your backs and the best hand wins, and that's a bit of a lottery. And then I'll be the one walking around at 10:45 in the main hall with the microphone welcoming everybody to the room. Come and see us then. Usually the big daft one dancing. Oh, I even got Yanis dancing this morning. How good was that?
Well, other Yanis
I've not seen it actually.
Has got bottom set on the Ace Queen at 7 board. Really nice flop for him after opening, and a check from Clive, and a double barrel gets the job done. Yeah, we're back on yet. Everyone F5. Oh, I don't know. Why do we always say that?
Right.
Everyone F5.
I typed it.
Yeah, type it. Can't hear us if they're not watching. Hopefully everyone's back up and running. Definitely running on Twitch. GUKPT site's up and running. YouTube's good. Not sure about Facebook, but I'm sure we're up on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So
Lee Holt says, how many registered for Joker's Wild on Thursday? I can't tell you. The registration live is not open until an hour before. But if you register online, onto the online client, click on Goliath tab and click on the Joker's Wild game, it's reg free. So you save yourself £8 English. which is a pint and sausage and chips nearly.
No, which is sweets.
Oh, which is sweets and donuts
For me,
and apples for the team. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, if you register online for Jokers Wild, it's capped at 290. Mine not on. Well, let me just check. Mine's. Let's have a quick refresh of mine.
Yeah, mine's working.
Is it?
Ours is working.
Is yours working?
Yeah, we're all fine on Twitch.
Let's have a look on the GUKPT website. Are we on? What's on the board? Play. 7. Oh,
No, we're not on.
we're not on.
Where's that?
On the GUKPT website.
Okay, 1 sec.
Yeah, bear with us, everyone.
Bear with us. Bear with us.
Bear with.
Bear with. Andy says bear with, and that means bear with.
Even Steve on Twitch.
Puffy Badger says still on a replay. Yeah, bear with.
So Gary getting his last big blind in with Jack 9, and George isolates him with Ace 3 suited in the small, and we're off to the flop. One of the good hands to see here for Gary when we get one big blind in, but there's the handshake, so I'm guessing Gary is heading out the door.
Gary Jack 9, is that right?
Yep. Gary Jack 9.
Bear with.
The only Jack 9's all in for 1.6k apparently.
Just refresh the GUK Grosvenor page
Yeah.
now. Tell me what you see.
Please refresh everybody on the Grosvenor page and let us know if it's on. I'll do it right now. We've got an all in the call. The Jack 9 has been eliminated. Lost one. Here we go. Let's have a butchers. Bish bash bosh. Done. It is there. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Just lost one. Yeah, Lazy Bones Larry says we're on. Excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. F5, one and all. Yup, we're on, says Mr. Munchie Man. Ooh, the munchies.
Good.
Munchies.
I've got nothing here. Like I say, I hope I
How did Brian get all them chips? He only had 30,000 when the stream went down. Doubled up twice, apparently. It's probably, yeah. Don't ask Brian a hand. I had 8 3 of diamonds. Or was it spades? Or was it a 9? The flop comes 6 7 8. No, hold on a minute. It come 5 6 no, wait a minute. There was a paint. Anyway, I got it all in and I won. That's Brian's stories. And that's if you can talk to him without him shouting at you.
Yanis has chipped up in the last half hour, I can see, as well. He had around 25k, he's up to nearly 50k now, opening the King Jack suited under the gun +1.
Jimmy Jones, so are we live again? Announce the time, please, so we know we are back live with 30-minute delay, of course. It's 8:26.
Yeah, it's 8:26. There's no new I understand what's happened here. People are expecting a different featured table, but we've got the same featured table on. It weren't a break, it was just a bit of a technical issue. So we've basically just missed half hour of play of this table, and now we're back and ready to go.
Yeah, Jimmy, it's 8:27 on my computer right now. Perfect, he says. Nice one. How did Celtic go? 1-2-0. Is that the third round, really? What have they got?
Looks like mine's thinking about raising here, but raising here is not the right play. We just want a flat with the pocket sevens. Yanis has opened under the gun +1. He's going to have a strong range. Basically, we're just going to obviously get it in against a better overpair, and we're just going to fold out hands that have 2 overs against us that only are going to have 20% equity with the 2 overs. So like 1 in 5 times they're only going to get there 1 in 5 times. Like, a lot of players raise the flop because they say I don't want my opponent to get there, but they're only going to get there 1 in 5 times. That's not a lot. When you think about it, it's not a lot of times. It's better to just flat and potentially induce some bluffs from your opponent on later streets. All done, all sorted. Hopefully that is the last hiccup of the week.
Yes.
And everything runs smoothly from now on. Evening at Wicco Jr. on Twitch. Yeah, David Hayes still going strong. He did lose a few chips. He was down to 80k about half hour ago when I checked, but he is still in the field. Ashley here with Ace Jack under the gun +1, going to come in for a raise to 5k. Clive has less than the open, so he's going to be all in for what is just under 2, or just over 2 big blinds.
Apparently we have a chip leader in the room with 650,000. Dave's going to find him for us.
Who said?
The Fizz bomb.
Igor?
Yeah.
Kurganov playing?
We'll try and find his seat if we can. Fizz, if you let us know where he's sat. If you know where he's sat, that is.
Kev not choosing to go with this one with 10 bigs after Ashley sort of clicks. Oh no, he didn't click. He Ashley raised and Clive was all in.
Is that an all in the court?
Well, it's an all in, and it was a raise from Ashley and an all in from Clive for less. So it's only a 2 big blind all in.
So we have the all in triangle at the side of Clive with ace 9. It's against ace jack. Clive needs help.
Ooh, chop opportunities.
Yes.
We've got chop outs on the turn.
Come on, Clive.
Oh,
what's that?
Deuce on the river.
The ace jack plays. Unlucky Clive.
Lose Clive Bill
Oh,
from the tournament.
Ian's dad. Unlucky Clive.
No relation to Ian or Lucy or Bobby.
Can you find Igor for us?
Igor what?
I don't know, he's from Southport. He's the former UFC boxing champion thingy fella.
He played the other week. Yes, didn't he? The day before. Yes.
Oh, did he?
Finished like 600k. 600k.
Ah.
657.
Fizz's post, he posted it in today. I thought he was playing already. He's already bagged up, Mark. Get with the days. Sort it out, son. Give me false information. He played on Saturday. Thanks, Christy. Christy Fletcher, who's playing on Thursday.
Slingerlang says surely shoves 7s, 10 bigs. I actually don't mind the fold there with the pocket 7s. The reason being Ashley's opening under the gun +1, and he's going to cool off. Especially with the dead money of the 2 bigs of the all in there. There's like not many hands that he can fold once Clive jams for. Sorry, it won't Clive, but whoever had the pocket 7s jams for 10 bigs. Ashley can't fold many hands. He can only fold a few hands, so I think that's why he's let it go, because he just don't want to get it in, be in a potential coin flip situation, and wants to find a better spot with his 10 bigs. I can get behind the fold, I understand the thought process of it. Early position open and no real fold equity, especially with the dead 2 bigs in from the all-in stack and seat 2. Steve, what a question. So can anyone bag up whenever they want for day 2? No, you have to play all 16 levels. You can't get a million chip stack in level 10 and go, that's me for the day, I'm happy with that, can I have a bag please?
Yep. We have an all in and a call. 6s for Kevin in seat number 6. Kev Dowling. Ashley Pitt.
Yeah, this is what I was
initially raised under the gun.
This is what I was talking about. Like Ashley calling off the 10 bigs here with 8-6 of diamonds. Obviously, would have snapped the 7s off in the previous hand, and the 7s would have been out the door. And Mickey Black on the flop, set of 6s.
Mickey Black on the flop?
Yeah,
What's that?
Basically, he's got this sign at home on his wall, and it says, statistically, hold on there, because now the 86 actually has some outs here. 10 on the river would be ill.
Oh! 10 on the river would be ill.
How does that happen?
The 10 on the river would be ill. Oh, Kevin, I'm feeling for you, man. Ash Lippett just runs like God. Oh, really, I'm sorry, he says. No, you're not sorry. Oh, give him his chips back if you're sorry. Ashley, did you see what Ash's t-shirt said the other day?
Yeah, and what's the free roll password?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, basically, going back to that story, I was not expecting that to happen, but he's got a sign that says, statistically, sixes set up more than any other pair. Then underneath it says Mickey Black PhD, when he don't even know what PhD stands for.
How does Mickey Black lose? Says Matt. Melanie has arrived in Coventry. A quiet night tonight, watching the rain and the thunder and the lightning. Nice and fresh for taking on the Goliath tomorrow. Have a nice evening, Mel, and we'll see you down near the Flip and Goes tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow, Mel.
Oh yeah, you know, I heard you shouting away there, and he knows what's coming. Tunnocks.
Me and Mel play the same.
Oh, so we're talking about your friends who you lose all your wages to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel's one of them.
Well, they're all coming down.
I was on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, local club.
Well, you never told us you never told us you went out on a Wednesday school night.
Good cash games.
You never told us you went out on a school night.
Ask Mel about the cash games.
Yeah.
About £1,000 on the table.
Wow.
Well, that was a fun run out.
It was.
Just going to catch up with some bits on Twitch. Steve, okay, he says, how is Igor bagged then? I'm sorry, I'm really confused. So basically, there was a bit of confusion. Someone posted in the Facebook chat that someone had 650k.
Well, he has.
But he bagged up on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's the confusion.
Somebody posted in the chat that he'd got 650k now.
And Reality asked how many chips is David Hay on. About half hour ago he had around 80k.
Yeah.
He did peak at 120k, but it seems like he's bled off a few chips the last hour or so.
AJ Cashup says, can I stack surrender and play the next day if I want? Yes, you can. Somebody actually stacked surrendered this afternoon after level 6. He got 3,000 chips and wanted to stack surrender after level 6. So yes, you can. All you have to do is tell the dealer that you don't want your chips bagging up and you are going to stack surrender, and your chips won't get bagged up and you'll have to buy in again the following day. Blinds up next hand. Yep. I think that means no, he's riffled. Michael decided to speed his deal up to save the blinds going up. So AJ, you can stack surrender. Just tell the dealer any stack you want.
Yeah, sorry about that, Steve. I thought it was a serious question, but it all makes sense now. Just a bit of confusion. Paul, if I get there tomorrow at 11, will I get a seat straight away? Probably not. If you're not registered already, I'll register then get a seat. Yeah, if you pre-register tonight, then yeah, you'll be straight in tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Is that Chris Cooper coming to the table?
No way. Yeah, it is, and he's got chips. He's got blue ones. So 4-8, 800 anti-next hand. How can you listen to the commentary and play the free roll? Because the commentary's 30 minutes behind everybody else. Just like you. You're watching it on a delay, and so are we, which means we can talk to everybody in the world.
Yeah, we have no idea what's going on out there. We're locked away in a back room.
Yeah, and we are 30 minutes behind the rest of the world. So when everybody's finished in the main hall, we still have 30 minutes to do.
You said about Ash running good. Look at him here. Finds boots and really good fold from Martin there. Martin understands, well, at least should understand, that he's opened under the gun, and Ashley 3-betting on the button. He's 3-betting the under the gun open, so not necessarily going to be light here. and it's a really good fold with the ace jack suited. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to peel there. It's a really nice fold from him.
Kerry Olic says, can we call the poker room in London and register via the phone? No, you can't. You can register at the Vic, you can register at the poker room, but you have to do it in person. You can't you can't call London and register via the phone, but if you want to go down to the Vic, you can register that way.
I bet Hull's never been so busy over the phone this week.
But we have had quite a few players ring Hull, because Hull Grosvenor Casino have the facility to register over the phone. So if you want to do it that way, you can, because a lot of people are using Hull. It's like the centre of the universe.
Top 5 chip stacks in the room are up, and top 3 pictures are up as well.
Right, guys, top 3 chip stacks are up on the blog. I'm going to post it in the chat box. If you want to have a look at chip counts around the room, you want any friends or family,
can you show me?
See if they're up there.
Photographs up as well. Top 3.
Oh, sorry, posted the wrong blog. Ignore the first one, Twitchers. Second one.
What a lad.
There we go.
There was a stacks round on my table earlier in the week of 14,000. Really? Can't get my head around that. I think you've had about 23 bigs. Thoughts. So that must have been at the
level
first
6,
break.
yeah.
That must have been level 6.
Well, he's obviously happy to pay
yeah.
125 quid for an extra 11k.
Yeah.
And wait a couple of hours on the alternates.
Ah, playing a bit of Limp Bizkit. Is that Bleed It Out? That's one of my favourite Limp Bizkit songs.
So somehow on this board, threes are good. So it's going to be a case of anyone that wants to have a stab is going to win it, and it looks like Martin is the player that's going to.
He's not afraid.
Going to take it down. Martin Frey is not afraid. I like it.
Yes. Susan Entry says she had to ring all back because there was 3 people waiting to reg over the phone. All has never been so busy. Oh man. If you stack surrender at level 6, can you buy back in the same day as an alternate? Yes, you can, Lloyd. That's the idea. Yes, you can. That is the idea. So you can stack surrender end of level 6 and at the end of the evening.
Well done, Slinger Lad.
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Camille says Bleed It Out by Linkin Park. You're right. Is that Chester Bennington? Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. Linkin Park. That's my favourite Linkin Park song. Bit of Bleed It Out. Get that on. Turn it up loud. Like that.
Slingerland said, won a flip and go using it on Friday. Good luck if you're coming down on Friday. Good them little flip and goes, unless you get dealt 8 deuce. I flicked it in this morning because bit of boredom. And no good. No good. Need that trampoline tower, practice the old flips.
Absolutely.
It's a shame for everyone watching because if we managed to win it, it would have been getting given away on stream. So we'll have to have another go tomorrow probably, see if we can potentially win a flip and go, get a Goliath seat and give it away.
You only entered so you can knock Brad out. You just wanted to beat Brad, that's all you wanted to do it for. The guy that spent hours and hours cooking for us. Beautiful donuts and eclairs and chocolate cakes and everything. Then all you wanted to do was beat him in a flip.
Them panna cottas, I've never had anything like it.
Are we still doing the flip? I am doing the flip and goes every morning. They are between 10 and 10:45. Robert Boone in the building, ladies and gentlemen, with stacks. 2 trays of chips, man. Yeah, I do the flip and goes at 10 o'clock till 10:45 every morning. We did 22 this morning.
What's going on with this table, Tal? We've got 5 GUKPT players on it that play regularly on the tour. Ash, Yanis, Brian, Chris and Rob all sat next to each other.
This actually just shows you that £100 buy-in means what it means to poker players around the country.
It's got to be
These 4 players have travelled up from every part of the country to play £100 comp. And somebody once said to me, why should I go to Coventry and play £100 comp? Because £100,000 to the winner is what it's all about.
Exactly that.
Rob Boone twice in his UK PT twice.
Second, he's going twice.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Second twice. Final table 7 events.
Yeah, we've got and then we got Brian Clark, who's won a GUKPT, Yanis Lipris, who's won one, came second in 2, and then Chris Cooper's won a few mini mains as well. He's had a few GUKPT final tables. Any tough tables about in the room?
Peter Bin says he's in Manila at the minute. Will I be able to buy in Thursday? If you're flying home tonight, I suppose you could. You're a long way back from Manila, isn't it? I've been to Manila once for the APT, the Asian Poker Tour. We did the first ever one. What a 2 weeks that was.
Yeah, I know, Tom. I'm lucky this week to recognise 2 faces on the feature table, let alone 5. It's one hell of a table we've actually got this session. Bit of a treat for everyone. George in the low jack with Queen Jack going to come in for an open.
I'm not being funny, but in the last 10 minutes the average age of the table's just shot up.
Makes it 4.1k, and Chris on the button here with ace-9. Lets it go. We want to continue with that hand. It's better to come in with a free bet. Chris understands that, and Yanis with 8-4 suited is just going to let that one go in the
Peter Bin's flying back from Manila in 3 hours' time. Safe journey, Peter. Will you be able to buy in Thursday? It'll be touch and go whether it's full at the start. If it is full at the start at 11 AM, there won't be the biggest alternates list. And I think it's capped at it might be 1,000 runners to soft cap on Thursday. I'll just check for you right now.
Good evening, Anne. Still in the free roll. Good luck in the free roll. Hope you run good and potentially get a ticket. Zoldara on Twitch says, have you blocked out the music being played in the hall for copyright reasons? Is the music still being played in the hall?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Is it not being played?
Well, it was being played last session when I was walking through there. I'm having a little jam to the script.
I actually think that's correct, but it's not because you can't play it, because if you've got Spotify you can. I think what it is if somebody records it and puts it on YouTube, that they can't use it.
Yep.
I think that's the reason. I don't know if the music's playing or not in the background. I actually can't hear it, can we, to be fair? So you're actually right. But if somebody's got Spotify, you can play it because it's your own. You pay for Spotify.
Yeah.
Everybody pays for Spotify. So I'm not too sure what the reason is for the music. Maybe they're filming in the background. I'm not sure.
Red Max says, so lads, if you win the flip and go for the Goliath seat and you've already bought in, can you sell it or can you hang on to it to see if you need another bullet? If you don't need it and don't sell it, do you lose it? No, it goes as credit, Red Max, so it goes as £125 credit. So you could use it, if you don't use the bullet, you can use it for other tournaments. So if you do win the flip and go and you don't use the ticket, don't worry, you will still get that £125 in credit.
Yep, indeed.
So we've got Yanis here with the 9-8 suited, shoving with just 9 high, and it's going to work. 2 quick folds, very nice play from the man in seat 8.
When's the next break?
10 o'clock, we've got an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because we've got 4 levels this session.
Yeah. 1,080, the actual official number today. 1,080. There are 244 players left. The average stack is 110,000. The window button, 217 runners for the window button.
Well, we just get so many runners in these side events. It's just incredible.
£30 events got £6,510 in the prize pool.
You look at the Omaha last night, had 11k in it. For a £30 Omaha comp, 11k in the prize pool. And if you're not here this year, you need to come next year for the whole week. It's just poker everywhere. There's about 20 cash games running today as well. On the quietest day here, well, we say quiet, we've got over 1,000 runners again in the main event. Dylan Moore, hi guys, good luck today from Liverpool, cheering on Yanis for the win.
At this moment in time, Peter, there's 512 players bought in for Thursday. I'm just trying to find out the soft cap for you. I think it's 1,000. I do think it's 1,000. Which I might have to go and run to the floor.
Yanis could potentially shove here and take this as a good shove spot with the pocket fours. He has shoved. Very nice, and it's going to work. And this is what I talk about. The people that asked a lot of questions about how to start day two with like your 20, 25 big blind stacks. Like, got to do exactly what this man's doing here now. Over opens, sort of shoving like all your pairs, a lot of your ace-x, some broadways and stuff like that, because you just print money because of the fold equity you got. It's so hard for an opponent to call. They have to call off with near the top of their range, and the times that we are called, obviously we can always get there if we are behind. And a very nice play from the man in C8, because too many people, I'm going to say about 95% of the field, I can guarantee, are going to flatten that spot on the button. About 95% of the field, it's a rough figure. It's probably nowhere near what is correct, but if I had to make a guess, so many people are just going to pill the fours there off of what I think was just under 25 bigs. But Yanis understands that shoving is the better option, just because we've got so much fold equity, because it's so hard for Martin to call off. He has to call off with near the top of his range for between 20 and 25 bigs. Steve G asked, what is win the button? So basically, it is what it says on the tin. If you win a hand, you get the button, and that's it. If you win a hand, you get a button. So if you win 5 hands in a row, you're going to be on the button 5 hands in a row. So like strategy and like win the button and whatnot. The players sitting 2 seats to your right, it's good to come in with some lighter free bets versus that opponent, because obviously if that opponent wins the hand, you're going to be in the big blind neck. So regarding strategy for win the button, got to be aware of who's 2 to your right and 2 to your left as well, because they'll be in the big blind when you're on the button, and there can be a dynamic created there. But it's a really fun comp. If you haven't played a win the button comp, I really suggest maybe flicking it in one and giving it a go, because it's very fun to play. As we see Brian open to 6.5k with ace jack, and Ashley on the button here with ace 3 suited. Very good free bet candidate this, especially versus a hijack open. He has free bet. This is very good from Ash. This is very good from Ash on the button. Although we have gone fairly small, it's the only thing I've got to make a comment on here. We want more fold equity. We've basically nearly clicked this back. Want to be making it somewhere around the region of 18k. We've gone up pinch do small here, because now Brian can potentially peel, and we can go to a flop. Like the aim with this hand is to try and take it down pre-flop. But back on Brian here, and there's the fold. So it just shows you the merit of these suited wheel hands. It really shows you the merit. Oh, he's showing him one, and he picked the ace. Glad he said pick one. Imagine if Brian picked the 3. But that's the merit of them 3 betting them wheel hands. He's got ace jack to fold there. Very nice play. Didn't spot it, Matt. I'll be honest with you, I'm usually pretty good at picking up on stuff on the feature table. I didn't actually see anything. I haven't actually got any sound from the stream. Tower's the only one with that privilege, so can't hear any table chat or any table talk if it was regarding that. I didn't pick up on anything, Matt. If you spotted something, then good spot, because he was light. So Lee limping the button here with Queen 3. No, you look really good in white, Tower. Has anyone ever told you that? Tower's got the old David versus Goliath top on.
Yeah.
Looks very good in white, I must say. Never see you
I've
in
got
white.
some news.
What's the news?
The cap tomorrow.
Joker's Wild.
No, the main event
Main event.
is 899.
899.
The 900. The cap Thursday and Friday.
Why is it 899? Oh, because the feature's
The
900.
cap
Yep.
Thursday and Friday is 1,000. Boom.
So Tom's moved all in here from the small. Lee can't call, he's just going to have to get out of the way. Bit of TV time for him.
Good stuff. So there's no danger. Yeah, Christy, that's because it's the Pearl and Dean music. When the blinds go up and Rank own Grosvenor and Rank use the music for all their movies. Jason Cook said, is David A still in? Yes, he is. If you can actually see him right now, is to the left of the red double doors on the first table in a white hoodie, basically to the left of the guy who stood watching the feature table. That's David Hay. And was it 130 out? Sevens have just decided to get in the morning. The dealer decided to whip him out and deal as fast as we can. Must be a new dealer on the feature table.
Queen
Was that Michael Crass? Was it? Well, we'll check that out.
Do you know what, guys? I didn't even realise he'd call. I was looking.
Yep.
I'd looked down, I'd looked away for the 3,
Yeah.
and then I looked up, and he's called with the Queen 3.
You'd looked up, you'd already swiped left 3 times. By the time you look back up, it's on again. There it was, gone. Lost one.
Wow, that's a brutal one for Tom. That's a terrible call from Lee.
Yeah,
And,
they did actually call.
He gets rewarded. Wow.
The old
How's he
Queen-
found the call there? I don't
the
know
old
what's he
Queen
up.
3. Where's you not 4 diamonds on the board?
Yeah, 4 diamonds. Queen of diamonds.
Yeah, and Tom.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I literally was waiting for him to fold, looking somewhere else, and then I look up and there's an all-in with the
Yep.
Queen 3. Zaldara, has David Hay got a figure in mind to go through to day 2 with? And if he doesn't make that figure, is he going to surrender his stack? That's quite a good question, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's down to him. It's his prerogative. If he bags up 60k, which is 10 bigs, if he wants to surrender it, I'm sure.
I don't
Sure
think
he
he'll
will.
surrender it. I think he'll be pleased to take a couple of days off. I think there's a lot of pressure on David A. The biggest tournament outside of Vegas. Everybody expects him to fail.
This is really good flat from Yanis. He understands there's 3 reshove stacks behind, so he's just flatted the kings, and this is exactly why it's so good. It just understands there's 3 reshove stacks,
Yep.
and when he flats, they can shove wider because of the dead money in the pot, and he's played the kings beautifully here, because a lot of players would just look down at kings and free bet, but Yanis here, that flat is gonna potentially get him up to nearly 100k. Just needs to fade the ace from space.
Peter Vince says, do we get a prize? Do the longest distance player ever to come to the Goliath? Well, you're on your way back from Manila. I don't know if you live in Manila, but it's a fair old distance.
Will outs for the ace 9. 5 or ace required to keep his tournament alive.
More outs for the ace 9. Any 5s about? Oh!
That's a
Straight on the turn.
really good turn.
And that cracks the kings. Yanis played it perfect. He just gets unlucky.
Down to 17k
Yeah.
now. That's the
Wow.
cool thing about this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, George, I like George's shove as well. I know, obviously he got it in bad, but he's trying to make moves. And these reshoves, what we always talk about, when you do get called, we can always get there. We can always get there. It doesn't mean we're out of the tournament if we get called. It means we just got to get a bit lucky, a bit fortunate.
Edward Stone said, what was the dealer test that was played yesterday? The dealer test? No, there was a dealer competition. There was a staff comp last night. I think 50 players played it. I think.
Oh, okay. That don't make it as bad. Cheers for that, Kerry. It was only 14k the shove that the Queen 3 called off. It's 7 big still. I'm still probably going to muck it. But yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds actually. I thought we were still playing 8-16. So I thought it was 10 bigs, well just under 10 bigs.
Lug says that's going on the highlight reel.
Yeah, we'll throw it on there.
We'll stick it
Do you know
on.
what? We've had hardly any hands all week, and then today, we just had hand after hand.
Yeah, the Queen
after
3 one
hand. No, Steve, no prize for the bubble boy. I know some big events do that when you bubble, you get an entry into next year, but there's no promotion regarding that. If you bubble, you're just unfortunate.
Steve Munning says, what was worse, flighting the Queen 3 or calling the all-in? Flying free with the Queen 3 or calling the all-in? Either. 50-50. Have them both.
Run it yeah. Run it through Snowy. See what Snowy says. But they're both obviously losing plays. I think the limp's probably worse than the actual all-in call for what was 7 bigs when we got a big invested. Alex asks, what's the average for day 2? It's going to be somewhere around the $250,000 mark, around 250k. Yesterday we lost 11%. We were left with 11% of the field that entered, so it's going to be around 250k coming back for day 2.
Terrible.
What would you really love, Phil?
A salad.
Well, don't give it nothing this then.
Peter, could you remove this one from the chat, please, on Twitch? Thank you.
That sauce there. Your favourite, that sauce.
Go on, Tower.
That's the dressing for that.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys on Twitch. Getting it sorted. Any good flops for the nut low after opening on the button for Martin? Flopping the flush. And Rob's actually got a top pair, top kicker here, and actually comes out for a donk. King of clubs on the turn.
Did you put that Sean Hayden man on the picture? What was he saying?
Now Martin just rips 56k into 38k, so this is nearly a pot and a half size bet with our 3 deuce of hearts. Like, we want to extract value from hands like 2 pair. Like, if Rob's got 10-8 here, like bottom 2, he can find an exploitable fold. Like, we want to start extracting value from our hand. We don't want to get our opponent off the pot. We flop the flush. It only happens 1 in every 118 times. It's not something that comes along very often. So when it happens, you don't want to start over betting like that on the turn. I know if the 4th heart rolls off on the river, which is only going to happen once again 1 in 5 times, it just seems like people, when they flop a small flush, they get scared that the 4th heart is going to roll off. But in terms of the maths of it, it's not going to roll off that often. You need to get that into your head, and you want to start extracting value from your hand rather than making it easy for your opponent to make exploitable folds when you go that size. Is what we are watching now the latest stage of the day? No, Lee Dell, this is the penultimate session of the evening. At 10 o'clock we'll head out on the final 15-minute break. Well, it'll be 20-minute break actually, and then we'll be back for the final session. I'm not sure, Mel. I don't. We won't be in the money for day 2, coming back for day 2. But I think it was 12% of the field made it through day 1A, 11% B. I think it was 13% yesterday, and then 11% yesterday as well. So it was 11, 13, 11, I think. So we're going to be very, very close to the money on day 2. I can assure you of that. But we will not be in the money. Unlucky, Anne. Well done in the free roll. You get yourself a little token for coming 5th, so it's not all bad. So Yanis getting his last. 9 bigs in. With the King 9 suited, and Ashley with Ace Queen. And that's pretty much dead here for Yanis. We're drawing to running Queen 10 or running Kings or 9s. Oh, there's the 10. So a Queen would actually do the job now on the river, but it's a Jack. So the Ace Queen is going to make a boat. And we're going to lose Yanis Liparis. I'm sure we'll see him back for another bullet potentially tomorrow. He got very unlucky in that King's hand, played it fine, but unfortunately sometimes the best hand doesn't win. Does the average stack increase or decrease with more people playing in a day 1? So basically, Ash, if you're coming down to play, the average stack for the day 1 that you're playing at the start of the day is obviously going to be 25k, and then it will just increase throughout the day because there's going to be more bust outs, so the average stack will go up. But then when the next day 1 occurs, it will go back down to 25k, and then the actual average stack of all the players that have actually made day 2, when we come back on Saturday, they'll all be combined, and we'll take the average of those stacks, and then it will just always be on the up. The average stack's just always then going to increase, but it does obviously drop back down to 25k when a new day 1 starts, because it's a new day. Unfortunately not, Alex. There's no more. The only way to get into the Goliath now for this year is to buy in either at your local casino before midnight of the day you're going to play, or come directly to the Rico, and that is it. And the flip and goes. You can play the flip and goes in the morning, but you can't like transfer a ticket online that you win in a free roll for the Goliath. So going three-way, everyone has an ace.
Thank you.
Queen, Jack, 3. So a lot of the time this pot is going to go to George with his continuation bet on this board. But chooses to check behind this fine. We don't necessarily have to c-bet this board. Queen, Jack, 3. The hijack's going to have plenty of Queen X and Jack X in his range, so can get behind the check here as well from George. Nothing wrong with that, but we've got to come in for our delayed continuation bet now once it checks through and we actually pick up the nut flush draw.
Fantastic answer from Lloyd, because Edward Stone, did you read that? Eddie Stone says, how come the big blind ante is not included in how many bigs you've got? Because 100k with a big blind ante with a 2k plus ante is effective, reduces your effective stack to 25 bigs. No, it doesn't. Not in the slightest does it ever do that. And Lloyd has exactly put it perfectly. Normally an ante is paid by all the players at table every hand. It's only done to speed up the game, plus the ante does not count towards your betting. So disregard the effective stack. Once you put your big blind in, then just still count how many big blinds you've got.
Blue says, never seen a wee brick so quiet.
I know. I think has he got his headphones in? No. I'm guessing he's listening to Rod Stewart. If you win a flip and go, can you use it for any day one? Yes, you can, but you still need to register. You need to register at the desk where Dean has sat. Tell them you've got yourself in. If you want a flip and go, and they ask you when you get your token, do you want to use it for a day one? Instantly. Kerry Alex says, can you buy in at the Grosvenor in Southend? Yes, but it has to be in person. If you're in Southend and you are close by, or you've got a friend who's close by, you can buy in. They will sort it out, but it has to be in person. You can't use it over the phone. It's Friday full, says Mike Frost. There's 130 seats left for Friday, and it's only Tuesday.
Answer your question how the featured table is picked. We choose a table that's close to the featured because we've got to switch all the chip stacks around, and it's got to be a table that's not due to break in the next couple of hours. How many runners looking today? What did we finish on today, Tower? 1,081.
1,080.
1,081.
No, 1,081.
That was one straight down.
Was it?
PK, that guy's back. Different account.
Jay, you logged into your account?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one, Jay? Jay.
The one that says I'm back, ladies and gents. In the blue Ryan. PK, can you not change me to like a moderator so I can do it and make it so much easier.
Kev Bowley says the problem with the big blind ante is it shouldn't be a fixed amount. when you only have 6 people left on the table, then you should only have a pay in the 6th. It changes when we get 5-handed. The actual big blind ante becomes a small blind ante when you are 5-handed on a final table.
Jim Marlowe asks, has Eddie One Push played yet? Want to see the latest Grosvenor Team Pro make another deep run. Hashtag 3 from 3. He is down in the building tomorrow. Eddie One Push will be here tomorrow. Harwood 1994.
AJ says how many seats are left for Thursday? Over 300 at this moment in time. 517 have bought in. It's capped at 900. Oh, sorry, it's capped at 1,000 on Thursday. So at the moment, 3 minutes left on the clock. At the moment, there are 517 bought in. The cap is 900 for Thursday. And we found out who's got all the chips, says Ben. And Ben's got a lot of chips to start with. He wants to know if anybody's going to be trying to get to one of his chip leads. I'm sure Ben's got a lot of chips.
So Brian's in with a 4-3 suited under the gun +2, coming in for an open.
Do we know how many's in for the whole tournament, Dave?
Sorry?
Do we know how many runners we've got for the whole tournament this week so far?
Yeah.
I think Lee likes the offsuit 9-gappers. He's in with the old Jack Deuce off. Saw him with the Queen 3 off earlier, and it's the old Jack Deuce off this time, peeling an early position open. And Wheatbrick opening the 4-3, flopping at bottom 2. And okay, it's not Lee in the pot, it's Ash. That makes a lot more sense. So it's actually Ashley in the pot here, in the hijack. It's not Lee with the Jack Deuce. That makes so much more sense. 10 on the turn, so we want to continue firing here as Brian, but no action from Ash. He just lets it go.
So we've got an incoming. Full table, full ring.
Yeah, Jim, the old the Hertford Massive are all coming down in numbers tomorrow. So I'm going to have to get an early night tonight to prepare for tomorrow night. Chris opening under the gun with the ace-10 suited, gets it through.
Adam Knight says, go on Chris Cooper, he hasn't smiled in 20 years, but he looks happy with his chips.
I've seen Chris smile many a time.
Do we reckon we have an overall chip leader at the minute, Dave?
Yeah, it's on the board. It's a gentleman by the name of Dominic Patrice.
Dominic Patrice.
Who was about 160k more than anybody else.
Dominic Patrice.
And his photograph shows up.
About 500k?
470.
Yeah, near 500,000 is chip leader at the minute.
He had absolute chunks. And they were stacked
Yeah.
27 and
Well,
one
at the end of this level, they'll be getting rid of the 100 chips, which is the blue ones.
And I'll get full chip counts for that, and I'll put the top 5 or 6 on again.
Sweet. Just started the final level of session 4. This is level 13. We come back for 14, 15 and 16.
Twitchers, sorry, my chat box is down at the moment, so if
Is
you are
it?
watching on Twitch, I'm actually, it just says connecting to chat, so I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to fix the problem. Hopefully it'll be sorted pretty soon. There we go, we're back, we're good.
That was quick.
Just had to refresh.
Is that it?
That was it.
Oh, well done.
Figured that out all by myself. They've removed me as well. No, I'm back. It was just just a connection issue with the chat box. Well, it happened to me before. It was a new thing.
No.
At least I know how to fix it next time now.
Refresh. Do it with a refresh.
I'll tell you what, Dino. Tower, do you want to head out to the floor, have a little look at David Hayes' chip stack? David Hayes' chip stack?
I will text you.
Text me. I've got my phone. I've got it here.
You got it?
Yep. No, Ashman, there's actually been a change of procedure with that. So what's actually happening now, instead of playing 4 levels at the end of the day, we're actually playing 4 levels in the penultimate session of the day. So we get to chip up the 100 chips at the end of level 13. And that's all it is. On day 1A you would have actually chipped up the hundreds at the end of the day, but someone on the floor came up with a genius idea of, hang on a minute, why don't we play 4 levels this session and then play 3 levels the last session, so we can take the hundreds off the table. And that is going to be how it's going to be for the rest of the week now. Oh no, he's out. David Hay is out. Tower has just let me know he's not in the tournament no more. David Hay is busto. So I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow for what will be a bullet number 6, I believe. But David Hay no more. We could very well be streaming at 4 AM come Sunday, Red Mank. The amount of runners we've had in this tournament. It could be a long day Sunday, so strap in for that one. No, Zaldara, no flipping goes on day 2 for next year's bullet. Nice to know you're thinking in advance though. Not me, Blue. That's one thing for sure. But he'll be back tomorrow. He will be back tomorrow, I'm sure. And Ashley here. Pocket Jacks under the gun. Had a very good session, has Ash. Started with 40k. He's all the way in the midst of 120k now. And the open is going to be folded around to the blinds because Chris isn't going to be peeling King 4 on the button versus UTG open. Brian's going to get out of the way with Jack 5. And Clinton in the big blind. Just waiting for the RFID to pick them up. But into the muck they go. And the Jacks raise and take. Martin finds the kings under the gun, a +3. Going to come in for a raise, makes it 5k. And Ashley going to defend the 10-8 in the big blind. Then we're going heads up to the flop. Could be a bit of trouble here for Ashley. 10-9, 4, 2 hearts. So Martin going to come in for a continue hit. Don't need to go no more than 6k on this specific board. And Ash, okay, don't need to go no more than 6k. And he goes nearly full pot here, 11k. And alarm bells have got to start going off for Ash here when he bets this size on the flop. You do find it a lot. With the recreational poker player, when they've got an overpair on the board, they like to bet large because they're just thinking, I don't want an overcard to come to me overpair. But Martin, after the heart rolls off on the turn, decides to check behind, and it's the 5 of diamonds on the river. We've still got to check here as Ash. We can't be coming in for value, and now Martin's got a clear value bet here. Ash is going to be leading all of his 2-pair plus hands you expect, so we can feel fairly confident now King's the best hand. So we want to go a size that targets like a 10x, 9x type hand. Like, you don't want to go too big. Like, between sort of 12 and 16k would be fine here. And Martin has bet, unaware of the size. 10k, really small, so that's even fine as well. Get a cry call from maybe like a 4x that just doesn't believe us, thinks we got like an ace high hand. But nice little bet from Martin on the river there. Stoneface is on Audley Harrison at 40-1 to make day 3. I would have taken the. I would have gave you 50, Stoneface. I would have gave you 50-1.
Audley Harrison?
Yeah.
Is he playing today?
No, Audley Harrison is playing tomorrow, I believe.
Imagine if they entered the tag team.
Yeah, they entered the tag team. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done to Wobby 10,006 winning the free roll. Chris Cooper with the pocket sixes coming in for an open in the hijack. And Ash has really got his 3-betting shoes on today. He's came to play 3 bets to 16k. Maybe need to go a pinch bigger here. I always say regarding sizing, regarding 3-bet sizing, and Chris, what a player. Just rips 30 bigs, more than 30 bigs actually. It's a 34 big blind shove here with pocket sixes. And this is actually really good from Chris because Ash has been very active. I think this is his 6th or maybe 7th 4-bet here, 3-bet here at this table this session. I know Chris hasn't been sat here for long, but Ash has 3-bet on a couple of occasions whilst Chris has been seated, and this is probably why Chris has elected to 4-bet rip the pocket sixes here, simply for that reason. Understands that Ash doesn't necessarily have to have a hand here once 3-betting out the small blind. Ash can't call this off though. I'm not sure what the tank is about. He should know we can't be calling this off with ace 10. It's just cannot call here 34 bigs with ace 10. It's a 4-bet rip from Chris. Obviously if we saw his hand we'd flick it in, but just can't call in this spot. Gonna have to let this one go, but really impressive from Chris that he's actually 4-bet ripped here, and he's correct as well. It's a good little don't know if he potentially picked up on something on Ash. Someone in the chat did say potentially there was live tails earlier, but if Chris has picked up on something, he's made a really nice jam there. Show the 6, Chris. Show him a 6. Into the bucket goes. Hi Wobby, I'm gutted not to be there. Was meant to have an operation this week and I sold the free tickets I won now. My op is cancelled but I can't drive anyway, so I'm gutted. Oh, that's unfortunate. But the only thing is this event does run every year. Hopefully next year you can make it, and you've still got the live stream to tune into, so all the coverage over the 9 days from myself and the tower, and we will have people popping in and out as well. Obviously team online coming in, the pros will be coming in, and if you do want to come and do a bit of comms, just ask, come and ask. If you want to hop in the commentary booth, just drop me or Tower a message, and we'll see if we can potentially get it sorted for you. If you want 10-15 minutes, see what it's like, get a feel for things, that won't be a problem. Always happy to have new people in. Ashman asks, any other famous people playing? Obviously already had Harrison playing. We had Anthony Gardner playing yesterday, ex-professional footballer. There's been a few ex-professional footballers playing this event actually, but more from Towers era, because he was mentioning a few names yesterday and the day before. Oh, well done. Won it tonight, £110 ticket in the free roll. Yeah, Dino, come in, come and say hello. Bring the donuts, of course, and then you'll be in and have a little chat. Honestly, guys, if you see this room, it's like a sweet shop. All the food we got in here, everything going. Everyone's just so good to us in it, making sure we don't go hungry. Half hour left on the clock for the session, and then we will head out on the final 20-minute break of the day, and that will bring us up to the last session, which will start at about 10:20. Have a new feature table as well, so look out for that. If you've got any friends or family left in the field, could potentially be on our featured next. So Chris Cooper, ace king here under the gun +2. And Brian here with ace queen. Don't know what Brian's doing here. So 3 bets, 10.2k. Yeah, it's fairly small. Do you want to come talk us through the hand?
It's 13,500.
13,500 you 3 bet to. That's much better. Good to hear. Wow, Lee's got 10s here behind on the button, and this could potentially, I was about to say, be going in. May 4 bet rip, but he's just going to flat off of what is sub 25 bigs. You see a lot of players take the... What? Now the small blind shoved. The small blind must have a hand here. Action alert, guys. So John has moved all in with what looks like Queen Jack here. He must be very short. Yeah, he's very short. That makes sense. With all this value in the middle, he's happy to get it in with Queen Jack, and now Chris with the ISO. Brian's got an easy fold, and Lee's gonna have to get out of the way as well.
Brian's never folded. He hasn't folded in 2019.
Well, Tower, this is a 5 bet rip from Chris.
Oh, that's all right.
Are we calling a 5 bet with ace queen?
No.
And Lee's got a fold here as well with the 10s. I know we can see he's got the best hand, and he's actually favourite
Until
equity wise, but we got a fold here. It's a 5 bet rip from Chris. It's like he's never doing it with 9s. Like, best case scenario, if we call here as Lee, we're basically calling to hope to see ace king. That's all that's happening here. We're calling to hope to see ace king. Oh.
Big decision from the 10s.
just remember that fold.
Was you?
That is good.
Yeah.
A hearts.
I know it's hard, like 20 big blinds. We've already invested 6 big blinds. We've got 20 bigs back behind, but we're just against range here. We're just crushed. Like we're basically just hoping to see ace king and we flick it in with the pocket tens. And yeah, it's a really good fold from Lee. It's a good fold. I know we can see he had the best hand, but it's a good fold.
Yeah.
And John's actually in great shape here. Like for the price he's actually getting, he's going to quadruple up here if he can find a queen or a jack without an ace or a king on the board. It's actually a great spot for John here with a queen jack. So off to the flop, no help there.
What did Brian fold? Ace queen of hearts.
Oh
no!
Brian.
The wee brick's now going to tell everybody, look what I folded.
Have a look at that.
Oh man, and then a full house.
I would have only won by a little bit. The tens would have been but then again, he can't call it. Shot.
The tens would have won the lot.
Well, no, I'd have won a lot.
No. The tens last two acts would have won the lot. The one before that, wee brick would have won the lot. Imagine if the ace queen calls and the tens called. We'd have lost 3.
Yeah. And Brian would have had chunks.
Chunky.
The tens make that call, they'd have won over 100k.
Nah, H-Peng, you got to fold tens there. It's not a bad play from the tens. It's a pretty slam dunk fold. You got to think of it. Chris's 5-bet. That's what you got to understand. There's been a 5-bet from Chris. Like, he's never got 9s. He's never got 8s. He's got queens, kings, aces, and ace king. And that's it. So we're basically just hoping to see ace king if we make the call. Have to fold the 10s there.
Can you give a shout out to the 15 Manxes heading over to the Goliath, bringing their unique brand of poker? Free wedge for everyone.
Yeah, that's where the mistakes come from, H-Peng. You're right on that front. He should 4-bet all in or fold. You're exactly right there. He had 25 bigs. It was a lovely spot to 4-bet rip the 10s, and that's the exact line he should have taken. But once the 5-bet rip comes in, like against range there, you plug that into Equilab, like you see, like we're going to be pretty crushed, and just got to let that go. It's like Chris's range there is only queens, kings, aces, and ace king. I know Chris Cooper.
Did you get me a message?
What message was that? What message was that? I have no messages
You
from
said,
you.
can you text me David A. Stack?
Where's your message? Oh, look, yeah, I've done that already. I've done that.
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You up there?
When is Kelly got?
No, I'm not seen him.
He's playing cash.
No, I'm saying many chips he got. He went through last
Yeah, he went through. Yeah, he went through yesterday. Kelly. Not sure how many he bagged up.
Somebody said he chunked.
We'll have a look.
Lights off.
Yeah, H-Peng, I know, like, we can see he won the pot. Like, he would have won the pot if he called with 10s. He would have scooped a huge pot, but, like, that's not going to be the case. Like, you can't just say that because you've seen the run out and, like, the 10s would have made it, obviously had a boat and held there, but, like, long-term perspective, we just got to fold there. Like, a lot of the time we're going to call and we've got 2 outs, and that's the fact of the matter. Right, why not just fold and grind our 20 bigs? At this stage of the day, 20 bigs is still fine. It's a stack where you can still make moves. It's still definitely playable.
You didn't know. It's a magician. How long have we got, Andy? 5 minutes.
You got too much money though, Matt. That's the problem. He says I'll just call with the 10s and take the reload. Properly punt and take the reload. It's an interesting spot here for Rob on the river, but makes a very good fold after Ashley comes in for a bet and just lets the king 9 go. David Hay is out, Alan.
Yeah, he is, unfortunately.
Yeah, he had 120k, but he is out the door now. He'll probably be back tomorrow for bullet number 5, I believe. Or 6, 5 or 6? 6. So Clinton been fairly quiet since he came to the table. He's going to use that image now and open the Queen Jack under the gun +1. And it does fold round in turn. I don't know what Martin's thinking about here with 5-4 on the button. Oh, he hasn't even opened here, Clinton. He's came in for a limp with the Queen Jack off. And Martin now on the button is probably going to overlimp the 5-4 offsuit. And Rob's got an easy squeeze spot here with Ace Queen. Want to make it somewhere around the 11k mark here with 2 limps in front of us. And makes it 11.2k. And now action back on Clinton, who's just going to have to get out of the way, and Martin's going to have to do the same on the button. Matt asks, has Albert or Terry got involved in this one? I haven't seen Terry here at all this week, but Albert had the chip lead going into day 2 of the 2550, which had over 900 runners, and I think he got a min cash in that, Albert. I think he I think he got a min cash in the 2550. I haven't actually seen him fire any bullets in the Goliath as of yet, but he had chunks in the 2550 at one point, but I think he just locked up a min cash in that one. 46k up top in a 2550, unbelievable.
Huge. It was enormous.
Oh, he did play Saturday. Thanks, Tower.
No, I played Saturday, it could have been just a 2550. Was the time for 2550 start? 3 o'clock?
Yeah. It's got Clinton here now with the ladies under the gun. Going to make it 5.7. Uh-oh. Ace King for Rob on the button. Clinton playing an effective stack of 40 bigs here. He's playing just under 40 big blinds, Clinton, so could see this potentially all go in pre-flop, and it's going to be a huge flip this stage of the day. Around a 200k pot. And we've got Rob with a tiny 3-bet here. Makes it 12.8k. This is really small. And this may actually, this tiny 3-bet here may actually deter Clinton from 4-betting. He may actually just flatten this spot and take a flop. But if he 4-bets here, Clinton, he's got to know that he has to call off the 5-bet rip. He has to understand that. Otherwise, we should just be flatting. If we're going to 4-bet to fold, we've got a flat. And here comes the 4-bet from Clinton, probably, hopefully around the 27k mark. That's sort of the standard sizing you'd expect from a 4-bet. There you go, 27.5k. And now Rob does shove and should see a snap call from Clinton. No, he hasn't snap called. He's actually thinking about this one now. And this is what I'm talking about. You should, before you put this 4-bet in, you need to make the decision there and then. What am I doing if Rob 5-bets? That decision needs to be made before you even put the 4-bet in. And it should basically be with 4-betting to call. Otherwise, we should just flat. We should just flat the 3-bet if we don't want to get ripped on when we 4-bet. We should just be coming in for a flat, but we've got a call here as Clinton now. I'm gonna just have to take the flip. I know it's horrible, but we can't 4-bet fold queens. Unfortunately, can't put a third of our stack in with queens and then pass. So hopefully he'll make the call. It's 40 bigs. But taking his time with it. Be interesting to see if he does make the call. What do you think, Tower? I'm saying he can't fold here, so that usually does mean he will fold.
I really, really hope that Clinton doesn't fold.
He's put a third of his stack in, like he's 4-bet. Like,
do not fold, please.
this is why it's so important, guys, to think ahead. When you're making a decision at the table, you've got to think like when you're 3-betting or when you're 4-betting. You've got to already have in your mind, what am I doing if my opponent puts in another bet? You need to make that decision there and then. Otherwise, you just get yourself in a gross spot here like Clinton. And wow!
No. Wowzers. The pressure was there.
Didn't want to take.
Staying in the Goliath meant more.
Flip. Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow, wow, wow.
Well,
and if that's the case, we should just flat then as Clinton. If we don't want to play for stacks, open 3-bet, 4-bet. What, featured hand?
well, he's still in the tournament. Who are we to say it's the right or the wrong thing to do? But not many people 4-bet fold queens. No. Oh man. If he makes day 2 with 400k, he'll look back and think, well, it was the right thing to do. Heading towards the end of level number 13. They'll be chipping up the 100 chips, which are the blue ones, at the break, and then levels 14, 15 and 16 to finish the night off. 20-minute break at the end of this one. 2-0. Well, Clinton's got 9 now. 9's now.
There's the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying here, Slinger. Like, he's like, what's Rob most supposed to have when he's got a 5-bet there? Like, he's got the 6 combos of aces, the 6 combos of kings, the 16 combos of ace king, and the 1 combo of queens as well. Like, that's Rob's range. Maybe jacks once in a while. Like, I've seen Rob do some crazy stuff over the years on stream, but the problem, the real problem there is the 4-bet. If we're going to fold to a rip, we just need to flat.
Do we think it also changes his dynamics and his thinking about the calling if he's actually been at the table longer than the 20 minutes he has been? If he's been there all day with these guys?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
well, yeah,
it makes
could
a difference.
be that. Like you, if you don't know how Rob plays and you don't know that Rob's established player on the tour like he is, then it becomes a dicey spot. But the point of the hand there is, we shouldn't 4-bet. If we're going to fold, we should not be 4-betting. We've just got to flat the 3-bet and play some post flop. Like,
I feel like I'm not the best. I'll flat the 3-bet. See what happens.
No, David Hay is out. Matt?
He is. Jacks against ace. X was the big hand, and then he had fumes, and then was out shortly afterwards.
Somebody's got 660k.
What was that?
Don't know, I need to find it. I need to find them. Well, we'll get this done and we'll go and take some photographs and find out who it is.
We reckon 660,000 chip leader in the room. Find you a name to that stack very shortly. I know Rasta Fisher's got about 600,000. It could be him.
No, he's only 400,000.
Was it?
Just count it.
Rasta
He's got the visa table.
The next, is he?
Him and Jambo.
Ah, that's right. So Rasta Fisher's got 400,000.
Oh, Jim, you are right. That is funny. He says, you know, if Jay said easy fold, he would have beat Rob into the pot.
Hey, Matt. Not too sure if the chat box has slowed down. I've got the YouTube chat open. Do have the YouTube chat open. Been chatting all day long. There's been lots of questions this week, and we've answered them. I think pretty well, haven't we? Of throwing them at us, and I don't think we've failed in many.
Like, it makes it so much easier, just everything going on in the chat box, obviously the live stream, the thing, it just keeps us occupied as well as the stream, interacting with everyone that is watching.
Yeah.
And it's a good laugh as well, like everyone that does join the chat box.
Benny.
That's about 4 months ago.
What? £1.50 a table?
Yeah. Is that Dave's?
I wonder he never brings his charger into work.
Oh. Ashley with Ace King this time. And this can't be George opening in seat 3, surely, can it? With 10-4? Well, George did open 10-4 in seat 3, and Ash came in for the free bet and obviously had to fold. What? 10-4 suited open under the gun?
Yeah.
We're seeing it all today.
I've missed Richard Lyle's question. How many entries are we up total year on year? 1,100 up already on last year. Ian Bryan is going to hopefully announce the dates for next year later in the week, Thursday or Friday. He's just got to get clarification of something. He didn't tell me what it was, but he did tell me that he is pretty confident he can tell us the dates of the Goliath for next year. Later in the week, Thursday or Friday, he told me. £1 million prize pool next year, absolutely, definitely.
Rob says, do you think the snapshot from Rob gets Clinton to think about the hand more and possibly put Rob on aces or kings? Yeah, of course, Rob can have aces or kings there, but the fact of the matter is, it's not what the range of hands Rob's got and whether we should call or not. It's the fact, why are we 4-betting to fold? That's like where the mistakes came in the hand. Like, if we're going to 4-bet fold, we should just be flattened, and we need to make that decision before we come in for the 4-bet.
Jake Cooper says, coming down to the Goliath tomorrow, haven't pre-regged. Are flip and goes available to try my luck before I register? Yes, I'll be in situ at 9:45. The flips start round about 10 o'clock. If it's full before then, we'll get them going straight away. They're on until 10:40. Jake, come down and see us. We'll be in the sports area right down at the bottom, ready for the flip and goes. Jose Placido says, Tower, do you think we'll still see a champion on Sunday night? Well, if we don't, there'll be nobody videoing it Monday because we're not here.
Yeah, God, we get kicked out.
So hopefully, yeah, it'll definitely finish Sunday night. Jose, definitely. Rainy's Madzuls said, how many people get paid? 10% of the field. So literally, if there's 9,000 runners, 900-ish will get paid. And Richard Lyle, oh, that's a question I missed, so I apologise. Would you look at it improve as a novice and how much time? This is one for Jay, actually.
Go on.
What material would you look at to improve as a novice, and how much time would you dedicate on theory and strategy side of the game? Good question, that, Richard.
When you're first starting out, Richard, the best thing to do is to watch just watch poker, watch like some online poker, watch some streams, and just get to grips with the game, get to grips with the terms, fundamentals of the game. And then the next thing is experience. You need to get at the tables, you need to get at the tables playing, get a feel for poker, live poker, or whether you're going to play online as well, flick it in online. And then as the experience comes, you're going to learn more, and then you can start going on sites. YouTube has plenty of material where you can learn strategy about poker. There's plenty of breakdowns on hands, but there's so much out there. There's books, you can find it everywhere. Poker material, with the internet nowadays, you can find everything. But the main thing for a beginner that I would say is experience. Just like a little £10 pub poker every night, just to understand the fundamentals, understand the terminology, and then once that all comes into place, you can start working on strategy, game theory, exploiting opponents, and then hopefully it just all comes together. But this game, there's a famous saying, I can't remember who said it, but it takes a day to learn and a lifetime to master, and that couldn't be more true. It's one of those games, it's always getting information. Like, I'm still learning every day about this game, learning new things, learning more things. I'm still making mistakes in the games that I play and trying to adjust and make the mistakes better. It's a game where you need to play, you need to get volume in. It's the only way you're going to get better. You can go away and read any book, you can watch all these videos, but the only way you are actually going to get better is from sitting at the table yourself and playing.
And breathe.
And breathe. What? What?
Not at all, nothing.
What are you
How many
laughing
are
about?
registered for tomorrow? 510 at the moment, Danny. 510, it's capped at 900. Ashman, can the Goliath be a victim of its own success? Surely the place cannot be big enough for another 30% increase next year. Totally agree. The success of the Goliath is just incredible. Jody Evans says, loving the t-shirt. When did you see the t-shirt? When the main camera comes on. Is John S not playing? Not seen him. And Sean says, how much weight have I put on because all them cakes and biscuits can't do any good? You're right, and I don't care because it's delicious.
Face Ace King, what's the buy-in? It's £125 buy-in this tournament. We've still got 3 day ones as well, so you can actually still enter yourself if you want a shot at that £100,000 first prize.
Absolutely. Fantastic answer, says Richard. Thank you very much. And well said, says Ian Ellis.
I've heard that name before. Stephen Moss says, good analysis, Jay. Do you do private lessons? Hashtag Mark Physic. Who's that?
Oh, Fizz needs lessons.
I've heard the name around the poker.
Yeah, he likes to slay everything, but he loves us really. He does love us. He might be watching.
Gubs for Gil, we get this question a lot. Any chance of some online day ones next year to help with the volume of players? But unfortunately we can't have an online day one because this tournament is known as the biggest live tournament outside of Vegas.
Yep.
As soon as we incorporate a day one online into that, it doesn't become a live tournament anymore, so it loses that novelty factor. So there won't be any online day ones for this event.
And that is it. This is the last hand of the session. 20 minutes after this, 20-minute break, and then one final table. I think we covered just about everything in that one.
Yeah, hold your questions, guys, for when we're back. If you've got any more questions, then obviously we'll cover them when we do return. We're back around 1:15. New feature table coming up as well. We're just going to cover this hand. Rob Boone getting fruity with the 5-2 suited. Is this...
They came... Well...
So Chris is going to blind on blind here. Chris has to 4-bet. Okay, so Rob's actually completed. Chris has raised. So Rob's actually 3-bet. So yeah, Chris, it would be a 4-bet. So Chris going to have to 4-bet this spot with Ace King. These two are good friends as well, Rob and Chris. Know each other very well, so it'd be interesting to see Rob's reaction when Chris comes in for the 4-bet, and he does, and he shows Rob the Ace King.
And Rob, I think you must have shown him the old 5 deuce, and that's it. We will see you back in 20 minutes at 10:15.
All men and round players, just over 3 minutes remaining on break. You're welcome to start making your way back to the seats.
I used to like that song, PT. I used to like that song. You just ruined it. Absolutely ruined it.
This blind 1,500.
No, stay it's day 2 will run it down to a couple of tables, day 3 is for the final player. No.
I've got on 12 inch vinyl that I bought originally. Yeah, way back.
So just about to start the final session. David is out. No. When it's freezing now. When it freezes like for 5 seconds, then catches up.
I'll take that laptop away with me.
Not sausage and mash. I had that earlier.
How many got there?
I got 3 tenders.
So yeah, David A was eliminated. I think he had about 90,000 chips. Lost a big hand with Jacks against Ace. Did we find out what the actual hand was? Was it Ace X on an A-side flop? And then got his last few chips in straight after. Not sure if he's re-entering for Wednesday. Guessing he is. And Audley Harrison. There's James Gray, the Jambo, sitting down. Is that the Rastafish's stack? Colburn Tomlin, the Rastafish.
No.
Realist. No. So the last session of the evening, levels 14, 15 and 16. Finish play, the live stream will end around 12:30 to 12:35. Good evening everybody who's been in all the chat boxes today. Maurice Wiggum says, can understand about the no day ones online, but why can't day ones be running the casino around the country like the Summer Sizzler? Because it'll just detract everything about what the Goliath is. The atmosphere the side events, the cash tables, the enjoyment of it all, just completely detract it. So they'll never do that. But I know what you mean about the numbers. It is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
He watches too much money and then in case it goes missing. Oh God.
Haha. Build a roof over the Rico Arena and have Goliath on the pitch. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Well, not today, it wouldn't. The rain would have got in somewhere. It has been teeming it down in Coventry all day. By heck, it's been raining. All in and out from Jambo with the Ace King suited. Just a standard raise in the hijack from Angela. Good evening, Anna. Anna Devlin says wish I was there, but awaiting incoming. Hope you're well, Anna. Surely you're sticking out now and protruding and all that malarkey. Congratulations and good luck with everything. The arrival of the new little one on its way soon. Comrade Taitram says, hello, I'm in Thailand. Good evening and hello to Thailand. What time is it in Thailand? What time would it be? $412,000 Rasta fish. Chip leader on the table. Paresh has got 256 and Angela over 300. 200 and about same, about 250. So Big Rez playing a bit of cash earlier on. Rez Fazeli. So the final session, levels 14, 15 and 16.
So why you want to start with
How many players do we end up with at the end of the night? How many players do we see eliminated on our feature table? We started this level with 180 players. Evening, Pete. Pete Whitehouse in the chat box. Good evening, young man.
You're using that power pack plug? Right now. Don't bother it. Three times a day.
Win the button. Finished with 217 players. They're down to the final 29. 521 have bought in for tomorrow. It's capped at 900. Roy Cyphus, how are we doing, Roy? Absolutely correct, we've been saying it all day long. Friday will be full, and there was 130 spots left a little while ago, and Roy has just got himself one of those seats. Did we all enjoy our food? Yes, thank you, Peter.
Yeah, cheers, Pete. Thanks for that.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. In fact, the food was that good, Jay's has just had some more. What did you have, my old fruit cake as your supper? What was it?
Chicken.
Oh, the tenders.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
from the
chicken. Literally
restaurant.
just chicken. And it was lovely, honestly. It was so good.
Yeah.
Try out the chicken tenders if you're coming down to Coventry on the
Everybody
menu.
raves about the tenders.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just catching up with the Twitch chat. Missed about 10 minutes. Let's see what's going on Twitch.
We have currently 3 chat boxes open. Twitch, we have gukpt.com as always, and also on YouTube. So if there's a question coming out, it's a question from one of the 3 boxes.
Yeah, guys on Twitch talking about the 30-minute delay. Has to be a 30-minute delay, that length obviously to avoid obviously people texting their mates at the table telling them what someone else has got.
It's always, it was when we first started live streaming, I think Cardroom Director and Grosvenor got together and said, what would you like the delay to be, and 30 minutes was recommended, and that was it. Stuck to it. I think 30 minutes is pretty standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
30 minutes. Some events, okay, we get hour delays sometimes in big events around Europe. What was the World Series delay? Was it an hour on the main event?
An hour.
Yeah, I think it was an hour the main event. The delay on the World Series main event. I think it was an hour.
So Dara asked me, do you play poker, Jay?
Used to.
Pretty much every day I'm not doing this, I will be sat in a cash game usually. But yeah, pretty much play every day, other than when I'm here on tour with Grosvenor doing the commentary with the tower.
John Bonady says the tickets for the Goliath actually expire. No, they don't. They just get renewed. If you don't use them, they're always in the holding tank. If and when, for whatever reason, the Goliath doesn't actually take place, then that might cause problems. But there's no foreseeable future without a Goliath.
Yeah, Hollywood says about the chicken tenders as well. A nice BTC fly. So the game is delayed, but the commentary is live. Yes, that is correct. We are in a back room, and we are getting fed the pictures that happened half hour ago, and we are commentating on them live, so we get to interact with everyone in the chat boxes.
Exactly. It also means on Saturday we can do Towers treble, and we can watch Jeff Stelling at the same time. Not that we do, but we could do. And the updates for the Towers treble will be live as it happens. That's a long post.
Yeah, that is. Do you want to cover that one too?
What was it? I can't read for that one.
Gubsy Gill. Will some of the multi-day Grosvenor comps, GUKPT 25 deep stack, move towards a system where making day 2 means players are in the money, travelling to some of the GUKPTs, etc. for a second day and not cashing can put off a lot of players? I know Dust Hill Dawn have moved towards this system for a number of their tournaments now.
Phew! The GUKPT would never do that. A day 2 on a GUKPT usually has about 100 players. The cash is normally 10% of the field, which is normally about 40. So you're way off the mark with getting into the cash. An event like this, maybe they could have done or even thought about you normally getting to the final 15% of the field and then stop, like they do in America and other events around Britain every now and again. But it's something that's never really been talked about, I don't think.
Norton, what stakes do you play? Anything really from 1-2 up to, well, one of the games we play, and sometimes it's 1-2, 10 Mississippi straddle on the button, so that's like 1-2-10 because everyone 10 Mississippi straddles. I'm also playing a 50p1 game as well some nights, but that's a very big game.
Mississippi to Cambridge.
Mississippi to Cambridge.
Yeah. Why is it called a Mississippi straddle?
I don't know.
Okay, just asking.
But I'm playing a 51 game with a 4 Mississippi straddle on the button as well. So that's a really good game, really juicy game.
Thought that was different coloured painting.
Yeah.
I thought that was different painting. It was going to make it interesting, but this has gone check, 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 check.
And then Ace on the River.
And then it's gone check, check again.
And sometimes, once a month, sometimes play a dealer's choice game. We only have a pool of about 8 players in this specific game, so it can be very hard to get a game. But when we have a DC game, I'm always a runner for that. Do enjoy a bit of DC. Love my mixed games.
On Twitch, how many have qualified already for day 2, David? 396 before today.
Average is 228. 228, 800.
Nah, we don't mind about that. It'll be different Saturday. About 35 bigs on Saturday morning. So yeah, 396 have already made day 2.
Oh, Matt, you can't say where's your DC invites. I've told you about these games loads of times.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, trying to get me in trouble. Regarding the Goliath, if you are thinking of playing after watching all the live stream, you think you could get involved with this one. There are 3-day ones left, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Please be aware, Friday will be sold out tomorrow. Thursday could well be sold out tomorrow as well. And if you want to play tomorrow at this moment in time, there's over 300 seats still available. But they will go overnight and tomorrow morning. If you are thinking of coming down, please be aware that we'll let you know when ringing up your local casino or going to your local casino and buying in will stop.
Mark, lol, they are very good. I can vouch for that. What happened to you, Mark? You used to be a runner, but I don't feel I've seen you play DC in a good couple of years. Year and a half, 2 years. I think the last time I saw you at the DC table, that specific game.
Did he hit and run?
No, he just used to be a regular runner and then just stopped coming. Disappeared.
No.
Had his worst beat ever, he says. Oh yeah, I remember that. Sorry about that, Mark.
Was that you? No way.
No, it weren't. It weren't me. That one weren't me. There's a fold to Angela and cut off. She's going to get out of the way. Oh, I've just realised that's John's missus, isn't it?
It is.
In seat 6.
Angela Bonadies.
Already picked the GUKPT seat this week.
And you said that she gave a guy a tip
so basically,
to download the app.
She was sitting on the table and she was telling the table that what she'd just done on the wheel, she won a GUKPT seat. And then She was speaking to someone, was like, oh, you need to play a flip free roll. She got someone to sign up to the Grosvenor client, play a flip free roll. They went and spun the wheel, and they won a GUKPT seat, and then they actually offered a percentage of that seat to Angela. So she got her own GUKPT seat, and
no percentage has been swapped.
None's been swapped.
I've had a word. And she's not happy. Yes.
That's what.
So whoever it was. Oh, sorry, Night Fisher. Scott,
not good.
Scott says I keep saying travelling down to Coventry. He's travelling up from Cornwall. So travelling to Coventry it will be. Wherever you may be coming from.
You know, don't know. I do play in private games as well. It's obviously you're asking about the rake and whatnot, but I play in so many different games in different places. But regarding the games I play in, the rake is fairly good. It's a decent rake game.
Good question for you, AJ.
Yep.
Eddie Stone's still learning the game. What does VPIP mean?
VPIP stands,
because he sees it on the TV.
So what VPIP means is voluntary put in pot. So basically the percentage you see that comes up, it takes every hand that the player has played, and every time they voluntary put chips into the pot, say for example they've done it 20 times out of 100, their VPIP would be 20%.
And you can usually tell an aggressive player if his VPIP is high. If it's a high percentage, he is playing a lot of pots.
Yeah, Matt, the old no rake private games, they are the best. The dream. The only problem, Matt, is when you start getting people throwing Tesla keys in the pot.
Oh no, everybody would fall. It'd be a walk.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Lewis, and thanks to Will Campbell for the interpretation of the VPIP. Morgan T123 registered to play Friday. What do I need to do before I start playing? Do I need to register when I'm at the Rico? No, your name will be on the list, whether you bought in online or bought in live. If you've registered to play the day one on Friday, your name will be on the list. Turn up whenever you want. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10:30. We shout the players in at 11:15 and come and enjoy the experience.
So we've got a raise here from Matthew with the jacks, and this shove from Murray is perfectly fine in the cut-off. Pocket sixes here, sub 10 bigs over and open. It's fine to go with this. I know we can see he's going to get looked up by Matthew and he's going to have 2 outs, but this shove from Murray is perfectly fine here in the cut-off. It's just unfortunate he's run into the top end of Matthew's range here. Yeah, dress code, you can pretty much wear what you want. Not like anything, but there's no real dress code. You can come in shorts. Saw someone wearing flip-flops earlier actually, and it was raining. So Matthew with the ISO, and now Anthony got an easy fold with the pocket 9s, and Murray is going to have his tournament life at risk with the 6s. Zoldara J, I want a GUKBT 560 seat on the wheel. Do I have to play leads, or can I use it for multiple buy-ins that are lower? You'll have to play a GUKPT of it, but you don't have to play leads. You can wait until next year to play a different 560 GUKPT. So if you can't make leads, it's okay. You can still use it for the following year. And Anthony's still in the tank here, still actually thinking about putting half his stack in with pocket 9s here after the action that has occurred in front of him. 4-bet rip from Matthew with the ISO over the 6s of Murray. Yeah, jean shorts, jogger shorts, both fine and on. All good. So eventually we see the fold. So here we go. Murray with the sixes and Matthew with the jacks. So 2 outer. It's going to be needed here for Murray to keep his tournament alive. Mikey just coming over, letting the new dealer know to put the cards in the shot. And off to the flop we go.
Floppy time. Who survives? Murray is all in. Needs help. And sharpish. And that's not it.
Dead on the turn.
Board is 7 ace ace jack 3.
So, Scoo passes everyone's cards in the graphics on screen down to the computer. Yes, we have an RFID reader. You see the square boxes on the table. Underneath that square box, under the felt, is an RFID reader. And there's a little chip in each of the cards. And the RFID reads the chip and sends to the computer what the card is. And that's how we know what hole cards everyone at the table has.
So Jambo's already jammed a couple of times, and now he's got king queen off. He's up against king. Oh, but they both got king queen suited. I thought they both had king queen off. They haven't. They both got king queen suited. Interesting how this plays.
Well, Angela's favourite to win the pot here, not because there's more spades in the deck, but because she's the pre-flop aggressor, so the times that this board does whiff on the flop, if she comes in for a continue, she's going to take it down. I know she's got more equity, that's obviously because there's more clubs in the muck than spades, but on the king 3-3 board, this is probably going to end in a chop by the river. I can't see how anyone's going to get away from it at any point now, unless it runs out like heart. And it's Angela with the 4% free roll here.
Oh, that'll do it. Chop it up. And a cool. Oh, king queen. Yeah, me too.
Chop it up.
Chop it up. Take your money back. Much you do about nothing.
When is the last earliest we can register for Thursday at the Rico tomorrow? So if you want to register for Thursday at the Rico tomorrow, you need to register before midnight, so before it is actually Thursday. So if you're coming down tomorrow, register before midnight and you can get yourself in for Thursday.
And Thursday's capped at 1,000. Very busy.
Jamie Nix in the chat.
Oi,
Jamie, great coverage so far. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Tao tuned into your stream the other night. He's been telling me all about it.
Yes, man keeps cashing all the time. I keep tuning in too late for the free giveaways though. I tune in too late. He has giveaways every night. I keep missing them.
That's all you're there for, Tao, the giveaways.
I think Jamie Nix played the 25-50 because he's off to Tenerife, I do believe, on his Jolly Ollies this week, so can't play the Goliath.
One Explorer and one on Chrome.
Jake Stokes says, what stake cash games are running right now? there were 17 cash tables running the last time we saw. They range from 1-1. There's 1-1 Hold'em, 1-2 Hold'em, 2-5 Hold'em. There's a 5-10 Hold'em running. The Omaha is 1-2, 2-5 and 5-10.
Tristiano in the Twitch chat as well. Evening, Tristan. Diggler, how do the all-in tournaments work in the morning? Basically, you pay £13, you get a seat number. Once 10 players are seated, the dealer will deal everyone 2 cards, run the flop turn river. Best hand wins. Easy as that. Evening, Tommy G. Got an open here from Anthony.
Tommy G's been playing today.
Rastafish makes the call on the button, and Matthew just flats the ace-queen in the big blind here. Flopper king, deuce, 5, 2 diamonds. Continue from Anthony. Rustfish gonna have to let this go. Yeah, we've got the best hand, but like just gonna have to let this one go. And the ace queen is shown there, and the ace queen is shown there, and Rustfish is like, I had the best hand. Not only did he have the best hand, he had his opponent's drawing pretty slim. You're down for the 25.50. First time down here. Wish the holiday was next week instead. Good luck to everyone playing. Have a great holiday, Jamie. Enjoy it. Make sure you tune in while you're there as well. Make sure you got the Wi-Fi over in... is it Tenerife he said he was going?
I think so. I think it was Tenerife.
Tenerife?
Yep.
No, Tommy. David Hay is not still in. He busted about an hour ago now. Did we get the bust out hand for David Hay?
I don't know what the bust out hand was. He was left on fumes. But David Hay's out. Big hand was ace X against jacks for David Hay on an ace high flop. I think he called a big bet on the river as well. And then left with fumes, and that was it.
What, David had the jacks, yeah?
Yeah. Yep, they are both playing tomorrow. Audley Harrison and David Hay. That'd be a tag team that'd be a tag team, wouldn't
Yeah, it would.
Get them in the tag team tomorrow. Cowboys for Paresh. Oh, there's 10 getting out of the way. How many pints can the Goliath trophy hold? Now that's something we need to find out.
How many pints? What do you reckon that is? I reckon that trophy is probably about 18 litres.
How'd you work that out? Why did you guess 18 litres?
Because I reckon it's three and a half of them big, well, 7.5 litres, but I'm going to go with 18. It's three of them big 5 litre Buxton bottles.
Oh, right, okay.
I imagine pouring 3 of them into there, and when it would get to the top. How are you doing, Brad?
You're good, mate.
Are we still in?
I'm out, mate. I was at level 10. Level 10.
Do you need that box?
Yeah, that's what I'll take. I'll come back tomorrow, but I'll take it now 1 minute.
Yeah.
I was on this table earlier on. Man in the green earlier on, I had 11,000.
DK says DK's on YouTube says how bad will the queues be to register tomorrow? I don't think the queue will be that bad.
It won't be that bad tomorrow.
There's over 300 seats available now, so I reckon there'll be 200 seats available tomorrow morning. I don't think the queue will be massive, but if you want to avoid it, get here about 9:30 in the morning and I reckon you'll be fine.
Did Andy play Saturday? Andy was.
That's a good question.
Is that Jim? He's friendly tonight.
How long will it take Tower to sit on every chair in the main room?
That's a good question, that. Good question, that.
Maybe that can be our giveaway for tomorrow.
That'll be 30 seconds a table, and there's 100 tables.
So 3,000 seconds.
So that's
3,000 divided by
3,000
60.
seconds. 50. 50 minutes. 50 minutes, we reckon. And that's without me getting tired. Plus running in between tables, you're probably looking at 55 minutes. Good evening, Ian. The seniors, can you register in your local casino or just the day? I think it's just on the day for the side events. Apart from Joker's Wild, because you can buy into the Joker's Wild online and save your reg fee. Thanks, Martin. We certainly did. You're a star. Good to see you. Jim says I couldn't do it in 90 minutes. Really?
Just tell me the desserts were nice. Let's go take it out again.
Yeah.
He's going for 160k.
90 minutes.
But that's
I think he's playing better today.
but then again,
Look at him.
The corn shizzle. Should the winner also receive a free bullet after the defending champion? Do you not think winning 110,000 is enough? There won't be a free entry for the winner. I'd be very surprised if there is. There wasn't last year, there wasn't the year before. You just won 110,000. Not sure why there should ever be a re-entry. You don't get. If you win the World Series, they don't give you a ticket to come back.
Yeah, if you win 100k super high roller, they don't go, here's 100k for the next one next year.
Not at all.
If you win the one drop, they don't go, here's $1 million to buy in next year, do they?
No, it's not anything that's. I don't think it's ever been like offered. I don't think the winner even thinks it should even be a given that you get entry into the next comp.
Shit. That must be draining the computer dead on it. Must be draining.
Yeah, Mitch, about the same then.
It's not bad, I think. I walk about and stretch it out.
Matt says, Matt in the Grosvenor website says, is David A finished with Goliath now, or is he playing another flight? He's playing again tomorrow.
I might go mint on my first bullet tomorrow.
What time will the Joker's Wild go on roughly? Till Thursday. On Thursday. Hopefully not too late. About 3 AM I reckon, maybe.
Billy has a question here regarding online GUKPT satellites. If you qualify for a GUKPT ticket, can you use it for any GUKPT across the country? Yes, you can.
Yeah, indeed you can.
You can, and if you win two like 560 seats, you can actually put them together to buy into the 1K as well. So that's an option. So if you've got a couple of 560 seats, you can use them to buy into the 1K.
Jodie Evans says if she goes onto the pt2 table, can she use her Grosvenor alias?
What's your Grosvenor alias, Jodie?
If it's not rude, you can put it into the hopefully tell the action tracker to post it in.
Tom, that guy with the sort of tan,
Well, Dennis, that's something we'll have to look at next year if it happens. Next year at Goliath, if we get a Brexit, all these dealers will need a visa. That's something I ain't even thinking about or getting involved in. She's called Muppet Alert.
Muppet alert.
Good old Jody.
Thing is, these dealers, we've got some of the best dealers in Europe dealing this tournament. We've got EPT dealers on here, people that were dealing the WSOP over in Vegas. It's there's a couple out there, and just to pay £125 and a chance of winning 100 grand, a featured table, the dealers, it's just a great event. The dealers are just so good. I can't even recall a single mistake over the past 4 days on the featured table from a dealer. I can't recall one missed deal. I can't even remember the floor being called, other than once when we had the clock call. But the guys are great.
Every cash there. I've been in a tournament cash. I'll go wild tomorrow, James.
Oh, I think it's time for coffee, Jay. Off you go.
Jay, would you?
There you go. There you go. It's never only me and you when I go.
I'm sorry, what, are you too busy up there, Andy?
Come on, don't be like that. And I've been here since Thursday.
Carlin, what's everyone want?
I want a coffee with 1 sugar, please.
Coffee, 1 sugar.
I'll get you all, fuck you.
White tea for me.
We have coffee. No sugar, coffee, no sugar. Coffee, 1 sugar.
Yeah, every 500, every 560 UKPT is 100,000. Every 1,000 plus the reg fee is a 200k guarantee.
He's left in.
He's left in.
Wobby says, am I right thinking I can use my ticket I won tonight on the UKPT? What did you win tonight on the UKPT? What did you win, Wobby?
143.
What left? Yeah, it's gone down a lot today.
Big stacks out there. Some China stacks. I've seen some stacks of well over 700. Massive stacks out there. Bloke's got a name of red chips alone. Then he's got another stacks of yellows. Yeah, there's a few that
You get a few, because you run like God.
The guy on that table with the green shirts on the feature now, he had 11.5k earlier on level 10 when I went out. And level 9, 11.5k, now it's about 450. He did not miss a hand for 20 pounds. Did not miss anything. He had A6. He had A6, right? The ball was with a king eye flop, 6 on the flop, and he had the ace of the river. About 50 grand pot. Very much, God, he won't miss that.
Excuse me, I think we both need some of that cough mixture. You won the £110 free roll, did you? They are tokens into the UCOP. You won a £110 token into the UCOP, which is the Universal Championship of Online Poker, that starts on the 15th of September. You'll be playing in the main event, so you won't be able to use it for GUKPT. It's an online event.
Not sign up, you just want to raise what's also. Comments.
So board of 6-5-3-4. Set over set. Anthony flops a set. Rastafish has got a set on the turn. Rastafish is going to lose an absolute chunk.
Later.
Maybe 45.
It's a 6 for quads.
What one was that? The one with the green
It's
shirt?
a 6 for quads. Rastafish.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on these.
Rastafish turns a set, the worst card in the deck for the Rastafish. Anthony Rivers quads and moves up to nearly half a mil. Rasta back down to 206.
Get out of bed. I can G myself up to it.
That's the same one.
I don't miss. Eventually I got one leg.
Nah, God.
Doesn't it?
Disgusting.
Doesn't leg like that. And then quite
Wobby.
proper cold.
He doesn't miss that card there on the green. Okay, that's the one.
Thanks, Jay.
Have we run out of milk?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Did it run out of milk?
I've got a little dribble in there. I've got a little.
You thought I'd bring it anyway.
What is that?
It's sludge.
Fucking Barbara!
Like sludge.
Jay. Disgusting, isn't it?
You know if
Hey,
if you don't do a job right, you get the boot. Is
what?
that the reason he's done it?
Because like I was all excited and looking forward to it.
Wow.
Disgusting, man.
Hey, got it knocked
You'd be ashamed. You'd be ashamed,
You should be
Jay.
ashamed of yourself.
You like it strong?
Who said I like it strong?
Strong.
Smells like fucking Barbara.
Anybody know if Liam Fountain is still in? If we can check for us, would be amazing.
I can check.
I can make a good cup of tea, but not a coffee.
We've noticed.
What did you do, sir? Kiki. There you go. So you want to see this?
If you don't want it, I'll have it. If it's going. Angela here, pocket jacks in the low jack. Going to come in for an open.
What level is this on?
This is level 15. Just blinds have just gone up.
Just out of level 15, we finished the live stream around about 12:30 in the morning. Rasta has just doubled down, turned a set of fours.
What sweets you got here? Is this
Anthony got a set of sixes and
I
quads.
know you're coughing, all them sweets.
No, I don't even know what I'm
Busted at
coughing.
21.47.
Pardon?
That's ages ago.
At 21.47 he busted.
Liam Fountain was eliminated at 9:45.
Brad Simpson. 19.13.
7:13.
7.13.
Could Rasta Fish find a fold in that pot with 4 to a straight on the turn? Didn't seem to play like the guy had a 7.
What? Did I miss full house over quads?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah. You went to make us some
Black
sludge.
coffee.
What
We
happened?
went to make some sludge and you came back with treacle.
When's Andy
Between
playing tomorrow?
who?
Rasta Fish and Anthony in C9. C8.
What was the board in the hands?
4s against 6s on a 6, 5, 3, 4 board.
What?
Yeah. You weren't there.
Why is there only 4 cards on the board? Where's the river?
That's when all the money went in.
Ah, okay.
And then the 6 on the river. The quads.
When's Andy playing? Tomorrow.
Andy who?
Hills.
And I don't know if Andy's. I don't know. I don't know.
I see him today.
I don't know when Andy Hills is playing.
Friday, I think Andy's playing. Because he's playing the Joker's Wild on Thursday. He
Melanie
could actually
says you
play
missed full
tomorrow
house
as well,
over
actually.
quads, Jay.
Tomorrow.
He's been and made 1 coffee all week and he misses
I know.
a biggie.
And we missed the big hand earlier when Alex and Tom and Andy were in here. The Ace King versus the Queen Jack versus the set of
it
tens.
is.
It's just whenever I leave, something happens.
Darren Oliver is leaving from Swansea at 6 a.m. in the morning. He can't wait.
Better now, Andy.
Well, there.
Somebody said, how many will Rotherham get smashed by at the weekend? There's the reply. We win.
Who you playing
Lay
for?
Wimbledon.
Should beat them.
Rotherham United.
Should beat them.
Lay Wimbledon is Tower's
He's got
first
Fox
nap
always
of the
on
football
Does he play as
season.
well?
I've never actually met Logs. He's from Scotland, I think.
Well, Leeds draw.
Aberdeen.
What about think they win the league? Up there, challenging.
No.
Right, lads, I'm
Top
gonna go.
10.
Right, cheers, Brad.
See you tomorrow.
See you
Cheers,
tomorrow.
brothers.
See you
Cheers,
later on.
mate.
I'll take this and
You
then
can take the box. It might need filling up.
I'll see you tomorrow
Just
morning.
saying.
Nice and early for the flips, Tal. Don't be late yet.
Thanks, mate. Much obliged, JT.
Cheers, Brad. All the best.
Make sure your coffee's better next time, Joe. Pathetic, mate. Pathetic.
Yeah. Ipswich or Sunderland will win League One, I think you're right. Either one of those two.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
We've got, actually, Rotherham United play Sunderland on the last game of the season at Rotherham. So that could be interesting.
Could be a title decider for
It could be. It could be. Last time Rotherham Guys stood up.
I'm betting Sunderland. I'm betting Salford.
Terrible, really? Salford is 7-1 to win the league.
I'll do it as a cumulative. I'm going to bet Motherwell.
Jim Marlowe, has anyone worked out what the returns are last year's of Towers treble? Well, Jim, I had Towers treble every week. I was doing Towers treble and I had to remortgage the house last week. So,
I'm going to keep a tabs this year.
yeah, we should keep.
I am definitely keeping tabs this year. I will be on Twitter every week with Towers treble. We'll be doing it to a £10 stake. And we're going to keep tabs.
Should we do a little spreadsheet? Maybe we should do a little spreadsheet.
You show me how to do a spreadsheet.
Bet
and we'll
Towers
do
treble
it.
for £10, you lose £10.
That's what we'll be doing. Hey, Wobbit, who is Tower? That's me. That's me. Talking away in the chat box. We've got Jay Howard to my right. To me.
Hello.
And that's Jay. Can I buy into directing today too? I think that's John Perkins. John, I don't think he knows he can't with all the laughs. No, you can't buy in today too.
Ace King suited for Nathan here under the gun +2. Makes it 16k. So this is a huge open from Nathan. And
look at Paresh.
Paresh with queens, and be interesting to see how Paresh proceeds here. Like he's open 4x here, Nathan. So do need to be wary. Obviously we've got the third best hand in the deck, so it's fine still coming for a free bet. But when someone sort of opens that size, it's a lot of the time it is a value hand. It's a tiny free bet though. You can't even free bet to 26k. That's got to be a graphic error. Or Nathan's original open wasn't actually 16k and it was probably a more standard size like 9k. Yeah. That's probably what's happened here. So Nathan, I'm guessing, open to around 9k. Paresh comes in with a 3 bet to 26k. And
it's not only 23,000.
there we go. There we go.
3 bet to 41.
That's better. So it was actually an open to 16k,
yeah.
And
10-3-7 is the flop. Check call probably coming in.
Yeah, Paresh in this scenario here, 3 bet pot, and it was a big open from Nathan here. It's fine to go really small. Like we can come in for like a 25k bet here into 90k on the 10-7-3. But Paresh has gone huge in terms of how big we should actually be going on this board texture in a 3 bet pot, and we're not going to get any action from Nathan here. He's just going to have to let go of the ace king. Not electing to 4 bet it pre-flop is potentially going to save him some money. Well, I say that. Okay, it was 47k, so it was around half pot from Paresh, so it was a bit smaller than what we actually thought it was at first. Deuce of clubs on the turn. Now this is interesting.
There's the jam.
Nathan just open rips with after picking up the flush draw, and Paresh is going to have to call. We lose to pocket tens. We lose to pocket tens and slow played aces and kings. And in this tournament, I've only seen one person, well actually two, Yanis Liparis slow played kings earlier. But sort of this field, it's very rare that people are just going to flat their aces and kings pre-flop. A lot of people are just going to get it in. So we're worried about pocket tens here as Paresh. But the problem Paresh has got is coming up with some plausible bluffs that Nathan can have here. Like, what's he supposed to have? Like, what hands is he supposed to have that just donks all in on the turn? It's quite a gross spot because it's for his tournament life. It'll be a $500,000 pot if he does actually make the call. But this is a huge hand at this stage of the day. Nathan turning the nut flush draw and just donks all in. didn't check to the aggressor. And now Paresh with the queens. It's a hard one. It's I don't know. It's a difficult spot this, because I can't really come up with many bluffs that Nathan's supposed to have other than like ace king of hearts. You don't expect him to peel like ace king on the flop unless it's ace king of hearts. So what on earth is he supposed to have here? Like, what value hands are we having? Are we really jamming a set of tens like on this turn? No, I don't think so. I don't even think we're ever going to jam a set. So what are we supposed to have except slow played aces and kings here? Like, that's like the only hands we can really represent. Maybe tens is like giving one combo of tens instead of three that he decides to fast play and Don called in on the turn. But I'm probably going to fold here as Paresh with the queens. Like, I just can't come up with a bluff, really, guys. I can't come up with a plausible bluff that he's supposed to have. Maybe jacks, actually. Not as a bluff for value. In this tournament, some players may overplay jacks. And shows the queens.
He announces his call.
Oh, he announced his call.
He announces his call. Bring the table right into the middle.
I don't mind a call. I don't mind a fold in that spot, because there's just so small.
There we go.
So few bluffs he can have, and so few value hands. It's a very weird.
He's not
line.
looking.
Oh, and he
the big
gets
stream
there on the river. The jack
big
of
stream
clubs.
from Nathan. That was a stream and a half from Nathan. A little bit of exhilaration coming in, and how big that hand was for Nathan on his Goliath day. The big whoop was there, and now they shake hands. Massive hand there.
Nathan up to half a mil.
For Nathan is up to half a mil.
That's a really weird hand, guys. It's just like, yeah, I agree with you, Dean. In this tournament, I just don't think people are slow playing aces or kings. I really don't think people are slow playing aces and kings. Well, some people will, but like a very small percentage of people in this particular field. But it's coming up with a bluff that he's supposed to have there. It's only really ace king of hearts that we can give him. I know he had ace king of clubs, but he should have just passed flop personally after opening 4x and getting free bet. Once you open 4x and get free bet, alarm bells should start going off. Someone 3-betting a 4x open is never a bluff. So it's a really, really weird line from the man in seat 7, but it has paid off for him. Yeah, it deserved better for the queens. It's a great call. No, it's
well, sometimes every now and again you get somebody shouting, and I know it's not the norm at a poker table, but it's his tournament life,
and it's $500,000
and it's $500,000 chip pot, and every now and again.
And he said, "Here you go, Simon. You have a go with the ace king of clubs." He's thrown it 2 seats to the left, and looks like Simon's going to be shoving all in here, and he does.
65,000
to be back to Nathan. Yeah, great call. It was a great call. It's just so weird. That hand is so weird. Like, the line that the ace king's taken there is very, very strange. But obviously it worked out on this occasion, and it's Nathan's turn to see if he can actually crack the ace king of clubs now. So 4 would now be good. So 4, ace or king. Oh, it's the king on the river.
It's the king on the river.
Saves his tournament life, gets the double up, and Nathan just wins a big pot with the ace king of clubs and loses 140k pot against it the very next hand. Yeah, it's just so hard to analyse that spot, guys, because I just couldn't see any potential bluffs or any potential value he was meant to have. It was just the weirdest line ever. It was just, I got no words, speechless about that pot. It's just something that you're only going to probably see at this event, which is great. It's great entertainment at the end of the day. It's what this event's for. We're not going to see the usual lines that we've seen take on the GUK PT Tour.
Weird, man. Mark Bunting's just got another 25 spin. Well done, set.
Well done, Mark.
Weird is that? Falling like flies today.
How many we got left?
133.
133. And we've still got 11 and a half to go.
Yeah, we're an hour and 10 minutes.
Could
Hour
potentially
and 15
get
minutes.
to double figures.
Yep.
And we've got
Win the button is down to 15. That started at 5:30 at 217 runners. I'm buying into day 1E at the minute. It's climbing. 535. Are you walking to Tesco's tomorrow for some cough medicine for us both?
Yeah.
Can you make it the strongest possible?
Yeah, I'll buy the usually the most expensive ones.
Yeah,
the
turps,
most,
something like that.
We'll see what there is. I don't know what it is. I felt fine and woke up Sunday morning with some hectic cough. I know what you're going to say. I know what my mum will probably say as well, but it's not that because I don't get a cough very often.
Hi, Mum. How you doing, Gail? Hope you're well.
She'll type in the chat box now.
Yeah.
Give her 30 seconds. I know exactly what she's going to say.
Are we going to see you in Luton this year, Mrs. Harwood?
Yeah, Billy, it's a terrible line. It's not a good line from the Ace King going back to that hand. It just don't make sense. We're not thinking about the hand. We're just sort of clicking buttons, as they say online. We've got no thought process. We're just randomly putting in chips, randomly just clicking buttons, and sometimes you're going to get there. And that's the crazy thing about this game. You can play a hand in such an unorthodox way that is perceived to be bad, and you can still scoop the pot. Yeah, very well played by the guy with pocket queens. He got the money in front and just got unlucky.
Jack 4 deuce is the flop.
Boss face story of my life. So Anthony continuing here. Got a call once here as Matthew. We're going to peel 4 clubs on the button. We're going to have to peel here after flopping middle pair. We've got some really nice backdoors here in this particular scenario as well. So should be making the call here, Matthew. Like, what are we expecting to flop peeling? Like, if we catch a piece of the flop, it's actually a really good flop for us here with 4 clubs. We've got second pair, we've got some really nice backdoors. We're getting 3-1 on our money, which can't be folding here. We have to make the call as Matthew. Better to just let it go pre-flop. We shouldn't be peeling it on the button versus a UTG open anyway. But once we actually get to the flop now, and we flop middle pair, we've got to make the call. And he just shows the 4. It's strange one, real strange one that. And ace is shown by Anthony. If, for example, Ace King was playing in flow and didn't donk all in on the turn, I'm assuming the queens would have shoved, considering what the SPR was. So the Ace King then would have had to fold. I know they would have had the nut flush draw, but they just wouldn't have had the right price to make the call, like equity wise. Like, even if that Ace King was live 6 outs and all 9 clubs are out of 15, we've only got around 30%, maybe just over. So they would have had to fold if that was the case. He probably would have flicked it in anyway, actually. I think Nathan probably would have called, but the right play would have been to let it go. On the flop, if it came 2 clubs, obviously you get it in because you've got 2 cards to come and you're actually equity favourite against queens then. But on the turn, when we've only got 1 card to come, would have had to let it go.
Alan Budge says, what time are the flips tomorrow? They're from 9:45. We get into place. We've mentioned it every day, Alan. 23 seats, 26 seats and 22 seats this morning. We're doing them every day. We've done them all since Saturday morning, Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. We're doing them again tomorrow. 9:45 in place, probably start around about 10 AM. They finish at 10:40 and we managed to get 20 in somehow. JJ says, do we know what the estimated prize pool for the high roller is on Saturday?
Well, last year there was over 20k up top, so they done a chop, but there was, I think it was around 24k first prize last year. Well, it was definitely between 20k and 30k last year up top. So, assuming that we're going to increase on numbers that we have, like we have done with every side event, every day one so far, it could be a very juicy prize pool for that. The super high roller on Saturday. Bossface says, think I'll get a seat Friday. It depends when you register, Bossface. You could register now if you wanted. You could call up, give Hull a call and get yourself in.
Yeah. Getting close to 900 entries for 1G already. 888. 881. 119 spots available at this moment in time. The prize pool, with all the pre-regged money involved at the moment, currently stands at £664,300.
And we're not even halfway through. Well, we're halfway through the day ones now. It's like, do you reckon we could do it? Think it's possible?
Oh, and we've never even met Gail, and I think I'm in love with it. Love it. Loving it. Nice one, Gail.
You can't say that, mother. You can't go around saying stuff like that.
Your secret is, Jeff?
Brilliant.
Any secrets coming out here?
Oh.
No, I'm not even going to repeat what she said.
He's had a really bad cough for a couple of days and he's passed it on to me. And he says, I don't know why I've got this cough. And his mum has replied, Gail is a legend. She says, stop smoking and kissing strange girls in strange towns and you won't keep getting a cough. Oh, brilliant. Nice one, Gail. Oh, brilliant.
Top pair here for Angela.
Will the top prize go up if there's more money in it? Yes. Yes, it was over 100,000 last year for Florian Duta. I think we're estimated about 110,000 maybe.
Yep. That was my
first prize.
I reckon that will be around. That's right. You've taught this girl well, John. Angela just moves all in, just says all in. Understands that Martin's stack size is 35k, and it's actually just
Martin's got more than 35, isn't it? No, it's 35,000.
Just he bet, and she just put a chunk of chips in. Like, can't be calling here as mine. If Angela has got a bluff here, like a hand like Jack 9 suited, 9-7 suited, a spade draw. Even against those hands, we're actually flipping with pocket threes because they've got the two overcards and then the outs to make either they're straight or they're flush. So equity wise, we're going to be around 50%. And then against a 10, an 8, or even a 5, we've got two outs. So we're going to have, assuming both outs are live, around 10% equity. I know it says 6%, but that is because one of the threes is in the muck. So against range, we just have to let this one go. And he does. Very nice play from Angela there. Just happy to get it in.
It'll be share and share alike. That's exactly what it'll be. We're all a team. Looking forward to tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. It's been such a good laugh today. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Heading towards the last hour of the live stream.
Don't even answer Jodie's question, Tower. Let's ignore that one. Dino, some rec players unfortunately get rewarded. Billy, so thanks for that brilliant play. Angela is a good player, says Dino. If I win, I'll give you 2k, says Alan.
Yeah, and then Jim replied.
Agreed, but he should get a cash out at the very least on the occasion.
Imagine if there was a live cash out.